Oh my God, here we go. The latest on this whole map camp thing in Plainfield coming up this morning. Here on Aired Out, I promise you I'll get to it. Sean McConnell avoiding jail time. It's in the news this morning. I don't know what to think anymore. I just don't. I don't know. There's some crazy shit going on. This 16-year-old might get a youthful offender status and so much more going on this morning. Welcome to the Aired Out podcast, Fly on the Wall Productions, coming to you live. Good morning, Stacy and Glenn. Live on Facebook and YouTube and streamed everywhere you get your podcasts on the web at airedoutvt.com. Lots to get to, lots to jump in. We're going to get the forecast out of the way here in just a second. And it's kind of sounding a little bit like a broken record with this forecast. It's just sunny and hot. It's still summer. What's the first day of autumn? I think it's, next week, right? Anyway, it's going to be a beautiful day, but we'll give you details on that in just a second. Wellness Wednesday, happening today. Happy Hump Day, by the way. 23 Summer Street, every Wednesday from 4:30 until 7 o'clock. Washington County Mental Health Services puts this on. Not every Wednesday throughout the whole year. They do it in a couple of months at a time. So when it's happening, you got to take advantage of this. Relax, unwind, get some acupressure, acupuncture. They do the ear acupuncture stuff. It's pretty cool. Get a massage, do some Reiki, and call ahead if you want to book a massage or some Reiki. Everything is walk-in. Everything is free. Here's the phone number to call ahead if you would like to make an appointment. Reserve some time. 479-4055. Again, no cost. Wellness Wednesday. Open to all. We will see you there. Well, we have U.S. Air Force birthday today. Happy birthday to the United States Air Force. National Cheeseburger Day today. I think there's some deals going on somewhere with regard to that. The full harvest supermoon, partial eclipse last night. Visible over Europe and Asia, Africa, North and South America. And it was, for me anyway, it was, kind of uneventful. Looked out there twice and saw the full moon, and it was like, yeah, okay, But anyway, good morning. Early fog going to be burning off if it hasn't already in your town. We have a mix of sun and clouds today. It's going to be beautiful. Near 80 degrees. Oh, G's tuned in this morning. G, when are you coming on the air? Give me a call. Let's talk. Near 80 today. So it's going to be beautiful. I've heard 85, but anyway, either side of 80. It's going to be a nice day. 55 and cloudy tonight, 80 and partly sunny tomorrow. And looks like we got some cooler weather coming into the picture on Friday. Cloudy and cool, lower 70s, big change up, cloudy and 68 on Saturday for the Canadian Club Poker Ride, which is going to be beautiful. I mean, that's perfect riding weather right there. Birthdays today. Ben Carson, you remember him, 73. Jada Pinkett Smith, 53. Dwayne Tucker on the birthday list today. Not sure exactly how old he is, but I'm going to see if I can find out. Lisa Wright, happy birthday. Sean McCarthy, Fritz Kerner, Chris Fish, Mandy Alexander, Natalie Briggs, Ken Levine, Sandy Howard. You remember Buck's Furniture, right? Up in Hardwick. Was it Hardwick? Wolcott? Somewhere up there. Wolcott. Let's see. Beth Davis and Travis Green, all on the birthday list today. So, Facebook question of the day. Yesterday I posted up about this, all of the clean energy scams that are going on everywhere. And, lots of pressure. If you act right now, the government's going to give you free solar panels and all that shit. I have fallen victim to this. A little bit of a sucker. And thankfully, I pulled my head out of my ass soon enough before I signed on the dotted line. But I wonder about you, and if you have also been tempted to bite the hook on some of these scams. As Glenn posts, and posts well, nothing is free anymore. So be careful. Lots of comments coming in on that. And the one today, I want to ask you, it was a year ago that America's stores started really sounding the alarm on theft, retail theft. And I want to know what you think about this. Many stores in major cities have closed. We see that right here, and for different reasons. Big Lots, one of them. Many stores have hired extra security and locked up different types of merchandise. We've seen the reports about Kohl's. We've seen the reports at Walmart that you can steal stuff and just walk out without getting nabbed. Which I know the police are saying that that's not really true, but there's been efforts from some of these major retailers to tap the brakes and say, look, don't to their employees, don't get involved. If someone is headed for the door with a huge shopping cart full of stuff and they haven't paid for it, let them go. Don't get involved. But there's a lot of work that needs to be taken up here, and there's a lot of stuff that needs to be addressed. And I'm wondering what you have to say about this, how you feel about this. There's many people that are like, no, it's the responsibility of everyone to intervene and to stop these people from pickpocketing or just blatantly, openly stealing a bunch of stuff. So I just wonder how you feel about that. We're going to be posting that up a little bit later. Lots to get to. All right, Vermont headlines from CAX, PTZ, Times Argus, Digger, everywhere. There's just a ton of stuff happening. And I know that Michael is listening this morning, chair of the school board. I would welcome any comments that anyone has to say about this. Some people say it's great news. Some people say it's not great news. And respectfully, everyone has our opinions and our reasons for feeling that way. But regardless, the fourth attempt at the school budget passed. 1,802 votes to 1,321 district-wide. And that shows you right there how important it is to get out to the polls in general. Just those numbers right there. I wouldn't say that that was a massive landslide. But nonetheless, how important is it to get out and cast your vote? Exercise your due diligence to do that. And it looks like Vermont did. Central Vermonters. Still, the numbers could be better, always. But Barre City, the vote was 771 to 412 to approve the school budget. In Barrytown, the vote was 1,031 to 909. That's a close one right there. Budget's about $2 million less than originally proposed on town meeting day from what we understand. So, yeah. Chris saying, can't wait to see the benefits of this increase. Glenn saying, very important, get out and vote. Yes. Anyway, for those that were hoping that the budget would pass in Barrytown and Barre City, congratulations. So, as I said yesterday morning, starting out yesterday's podcast, a little bit on the awkward side, talking about what's going on in Plainfield. And I was intentionally rather brief on what I had to say, purposely. And this morning, it's now made the news, as I knew it would, and this is what we have. And I'm reading directly from the news sources here. Times Argus. Information has been circulating on social media about a possible event happening this weekend in support of minor attracted persons. That's MAP is the acronym. Minor attracted persons. This kind of stuff is it's new to me. I've never heard of MAP before, but apparently it's a thing, and it's a big thing. I'm learning right alongside many of you who also share that you're not aware of this. I've always referred to this as pedophilia, but apparently there's a term now, minor attracted persons. Residents and parents have expressed concern about such an event occurring near a school in Washington County. I think most of us know this is Twinfield School. A website advertising the camp has since come down. I read, paraphrasing here, I read so many of the comments last night circulating on social media to the point of just, there were a lot of comments, and a lot of repetitive comments about the website and was it a hoax? Was it a scam? Is it fake news? Is it real news? It was unclear. Continuing from the Times Argus this morning, it was unclear as of Tuesday evening if the event was legitimate or a possible online hoax. The campground in Marshfield has been identified as the possible location, though the owner has stated on social media no such event was to take place there this weekend. I reached out to the owner of the campground yesterday morning before I went on the air and asked the campground owner to join me on the air yesterday morning. She declined. And I asked her again late last night. And this morning, she declined, respectfully. I think that they're pretty anxious to just kind of put this thing to rest. But there's a lot of speculation. Frankly, there's a lot of concern. There's a lot of, justifiably, and a lot of paranoia about the information that's circulating around about this. Adam Silverman, the public information officer for the Vermont State Police, wrote in an email last night that the agency is aware of the online reports, and I'm quoting here. Vermont State Police is unable to monitor events or groups that engage in activities that courts have ruled are protected by the First Amendment, regardless of the views those groups express. If we receive reports of criminal conduct, we would be able to open an investigation. That said, since being made aware of this potential event, Vermont State Police has been working to understand what this event might entail and how best to manage any security-related and safety-related concerns for those involved and everyone in the vicinity. End quote from Silverman. I know that this, yes, Mr. Massey, I know. Listen, I am shaking my head right along with you. The event was discussed at the Marshfield Select Board meeting last night, and the owner of the Onion River Campground was there and spoke. What I saw last night were people saying, is there video of that? Is there audio of that? And people were trying to find it. I haven't seen any video of that select board meeting last night. I don't have video or audio. I wish I did. If anyone has that, please send it to me so that I can share it on the air. Kevin is bringing up something that I was just going to bring up, and he beat me to it. And this was a takeaway for me last night. As if this subject doesn't raise my blood pressure and yours enough, just the subject alone, let alone there being a possible gathering of these people. Apparently, and I don't know this because I haven't heard or seen any video or audio, but apparently pedophilia during this Marshfield Select Board meeting last night was referred to as a sexual orientation. That made me stop when I read that and closed my eyes. And I think I even put my head in my hands and said, if that's the way, if we're going to take this that far, if that's the way that more and more people in this world are going to start thinking, we're in a lot of trouble. We're in a lot of trouble. I was beyond stunned that, and it again, if this was said last night, which I'm still trying to get some audio of it, and if I do, you bet your ass I'm going to share it with you. Whoever would refer to pedophilia as a sexual orientation, I don't understand how harming a child could be justified with a classification of an orientation. There are things that are wrong in this world that are just wrong. And no excuses should be made for them to be right or understood or accepted in any way, shape, or form. Last night, the owner of the campground, Jacqueline, who, again, I have asked twice now to join me on the podcast, either by telephone or in person, and she has declined for now. Maybe she'll accept my invite and come on and explain this. Here's what she wrote on Facebook. Hi there, Plainfield. Jacqueline here at the Onion River Campground. And I'm reading directly. We've had a lot of calls and messages this morning. This was yesterday morning. And I'm reaching out personally to be clear that we are not hosting the event this weekend. I understand that the recent social media activity is extremely disturbing to the Twinfield community, us included. It feels best to resolve this in person rather than online. I will be in attendance at the select board meeting tonight, which again was last night, which includes a discussion of this matter at 6:30. Please know that in the meantime, you are welcome to come by or call me directly, and she gives her phone number, which is made public on Facebook in her post very transparently, and I'm going to share that with you in a second. 802-426-3233. And I'm going to put that in the comments right now. That phone number right there is the phone number for Jacqueline at the Onion River Campground, the owner of the campground. This one is bugging me. It's chewing on me. Many of you know that that I I have a little girl who I love more than anything in this world, anything, and I would do anything for. So this kind of stuff hits a little near and dear for me. Obviously, I think any parent with kids any age can certainly relate to this. I would love to find out, and I'm hoping that I can find out, some kind of explanation of where someone would feel that pedophilia is a sexual orientation. No one has the right to harm a child. I don't care what they label themselves as. We all have stuff that creeps around in our heads. We all have our problems. We all have things that we're not proud of. Thoughts, opinions, feelings, whatever it may be. If they're not healthy to the general human race, go get some help. But at the very least, if you can't get help, hopefully you'll keep that dark stuff to yourself and not act upon it. If you do, Lord help you. comment here. Jacqueline is a small part of a very large problem. Well said. Kevin says, but never says it wouldn't happen, just says not hosting it this weekend. Like, doesn't make it clear it would never happen. Well, that's a great point. I don't know. No one should be protecting a pedophile or pedophilia in general. No one. Let's talk about the laws that were put in place in California that would allow and protect these people. Or, as I say, the people in power who indulge, make the laws, and protect themselves. There is, and I know that I may be opening up a little bit of a can of worms here by addressing this on the podcast. There's believe me, there are many things where I see or hear something and I'm like, that's just not worth my time or my energy into putting that into the microphone. This is not one of those things. This is something that I won't look away from, that I will blast this all over, everywhere I can, into this microphone, into any microphone, and as far and wide as I can on every social media platform that I can. I will not look away from something like this. I don't know if it was a hoax. I've heard that it is. I've heard that it isn't. And I've heard a lot of stuff in between, as I'm sure you have. I've read all the comments. Regardless, I won't look away from it, and I will address it until we get some discussion going and some clarification about this. And I'm hoping that the owner of this campground, Jacqueline, will come on the air with me. Yeah, and there's a comment here. It's only a hoax because they got caught. That's an interesting comment right there. And I'll be honest with you, that's a thought that I had last night. You know, the fact that it got out and spread so quickly and the Facebook or website was removed. Who knows? We're going to look into it. Desiree saying she got caught. It was never a hoax. Zero tolerance for this, says Roseanne. Our children deserve to grow up in a world where they and their families feel safe, even if it is a hoax. This issue is real, says Roseanne. This is a hot one. And again, I won't look away from it. And I will devote as much time as I so please on the air to talk about this. And I'll be reading all of your comments, everything that you have to say about this. The fact that we have an acronym now for people who are pedophiles is something that I wasn't aware of. I'm not sure why we have to have any kind of acronym to explain, justify, give reason behind, or accept something that is so blatantly disgusting and wrong on every level. I don't give a shit what you do behind your doors. I don't even give a shit what crawls around in your head or how dark it is. But if you act on something and take matters into your hands and harm a child, an innocent child, there is no justification for that. There is no understanding for that. There is no acceptance of that. And it is wrong, and it always will be wrong. And by God, if our justice system can't hold you accountable, hopefully our people will. 16-year-old boy facing an attempted murder charge following in an alleged knife attack in Montpelier last month is going to remain behind bars following a judge's order. Ross Goldstein Purdue, again, 16 years old, been charged with felony counts of second-degree attempted murder and aggravated assault. He has pleaded not guilty to the charges. If convicted, he faces a maximum sentence of life in prison on the attempted murder charge. His lawyer is trying for youthful offender status. Where's my amlodipine? The suspect in a random attack on an elderly man in Burlington changed his plea, saying that he has no memory of the incident. Talking about Sean McConnell, 41-year-old guy, originally pleaded not guilty to the misdemeanor assault charge back in May. You remember this, right? That's when he punched this 82-year-old man, knocking him unconscious. A random attack in downtown Burlington. We went nuts on that story, putting it out there. Yesterday, McConnell changed his plea to no contest, saying that he was hallucinating during the attack and remembers neither that incident nor a similar one in February that he was involved with. With the change of plea, he avoids jail time. He's going to serve 18 months of probation. His lawyer says that he now lives in Brattleboro to avoid drugs and violence in Burlington. Yeah, because there's no drugs and violence in Brattleboro. Right next to Springfield, Massachusetts. The lawyer says McConnell is working with a recovery coach to get his life back on track. The next time I do something bad, like emptying the dishwasher at home with dirty dishes, thinking that they were clean and putting them all away dirty, I'll just tell Sherilyn that I was hallucinating. Boy, we have a lot of comments coming in this morning. Holy crap. Jerry and Stacy and Glenn and Shirley. Oh, my God. Barb? I don't want to make this political, but we need to have legislature that will make stiffer penalties. Glenn ever so eloquently saying, put him down like a dog. Let's see. What else do we have in the news this morning? Jeez. Police in Berlin say they caught a man stealing from a store after he had previously applied for a job there. Officers were called to Thomas' hometown sales and service on Route 302 after getting reports of a theft. They say that they found 33-year-old Brandon Barbeau from Montpelier, who was the one who stole merchandise, and that he had just filled out a job application there. He was located by Montpelier police, who subsequently turned over the stolen items. He's been issued a citation to appear in Washington County Court on October 31st. Brandon, if you're listening this morning, just tell the judge you were hallucinating and you don't remember stealing any of those things. You'll get probation. What else do we have? Vermont State Police officially confirming the identities of the victims of this triple murder that took place in Paulette over the weekend. I hate this story. I hate everything about it. But Channel 3 News learned through multiple sources that 3 members of the family that were killed, that Vermont State Police has now identified them. Brian Grossman, a Paulette Select Board member, his wife Erica, and Erica's teenage son. How tragic. And that town has been rattled so hard with this story. Anyway. Yeah. Boy, the comments that are coming in this morning, holy crap, there's a lot of them. Please do share your thoughts, your feelings, your opinions about any of this stuff, and open to anything here. As long as you don't try to justify pedophilia. Just don't go there. Go anywhere else you want to go, but just don't go there. We have a judge that found a family of Panton dairy farmers in contempt of court after they failed to stop water from coming out of a drainage system on their farm, washing over their neighbor's property and flowing into Lake Champlain. The brothers, Gerald and Hans Vorstelt, who operate a large dairy farm in Addison County, must stop the water from flowing out of their fields by November 15th, or they face a fine of $1,000 per day. That's a big fine for anybody, let alone a dairy farmer. Wow. Yeah. And I don't know if you've had a chance to see any of that story, but my God. We have the city of Burlington paying out $215,000 to settle an excessive force lawsuit filed by a man who allegedly brutally attacked a police officer, Joe Coro, causing a lot of physical and mental damage. He says that his rights were violated because Coro tackled and knocked him unconscious outside of a Main Street bar. This guy, Marbio Jock, who's 40 years old, a former child soldier from South Sudan, has lived in the Burlington area for a decade. According to his attorney, he has struggled with homelessness and is facing charges for allegedly threatening a man with a knife in South Burlington back in April. Wow. $215,000 the city of Burlington has paid out to settle that lawsuit. What do you think about that? Good morning, Amy. Police say that one person was killed in a rollover crash in Groton on Monday. Happened on Route 232 near Kettle Pond shortly before 9 p.m. Responding troopers found a pickup truck that had rolled over on the roadway. They say that the driver, Matthew Flood, 34 years old, from Walton, died of his injuries. No seatbelt. Attorney General John Formella investigating whether the man who shot and killed Eric Rexford, 38-year-old guy, this shootout in Littleton Monday night, whether or not he did so in self-defense. Earlier Tuesday, an autopsy was conducted on Mr. Rexford, who died from multiple gunshot wounds. The manner of the death deemed a homicide. The exact circumstances surrounding the incident remain under investigation. Apparently, these two guys knew each other, had some beef with each other, got into a little road rage thing going on, smashing their vehicles against each other as they were driving down the road, and then gunfire rang out. Rexford, again, dying from multiple gunshot wounds. Well, we got a little spat going on outside the studio window here, in the on the sidewalk. It looks like it's moving on. Pardon me if you can hear it into the microphone, but it's somebody's not off to a good start this morning. Instagram national headlines began introducing new restrictive accounts yesterday for users under the age of 18 to address growing concerns about social media's impact on youth. This overhaul is estimated to affect over 100 million accounts worldwide and comes after parent company Meta faces a lawsuit from 33 states alleging that its platforms harm children's mental health. Meta is also testing age verification processes, including using AI to prevent minors from misrepresenting their age. What do you think about this? What do you think about this story? It sounds like a great concept, but will they actually be able to pull this off? We've still got people commenting about the map camp, and we have, if you're just joining, aired out. We let off with that this morning and had plenty to say about it, so please go back and give it a listen this morning. But we have moved on from that story. We're on to other stuff here, and I think I've covered all of the major stuff that's going on in Vermont this morning. Anyways, sometimes there's a shit ton, sometimes there's not a lot of news. This morning, there seems like there's a lot. I'm wondering, show of hands here, and drop a comment. How many of you are sick and tired of hearing about Sean Diddy Combs? And listen, I promise I'm not going to go on the air every morning talking about this scumbag, unless there's something that's pretty major to say. But I think most of us know that he was indicted yesterday on federal charges of racketeering, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution following his arrest in Manhattan on Monday night. 54 years old, pleaded not guilty, ordered to stay in jail while he's awaiting trial. He threatened many, many women over many years. What, like 15 years? Why did this take so long? Why did it take the National Guard and SWAT and helicopters and everybody to take down Sean Diddy Combs. Are we that threatened by this guy? I mean, the cartel? Maybe the cartel. Yeah, but one dude, Sean Diddy Combs, we don't need SWAT and everything in there. Just take him out. Throw some handcuffs on him. Get him out of there. Get him to jail. So much unnecessary damage has been done over the last 15 plus years by this dude. I've always thought that he was a shitbag, and I always will. And now, hopefully, he'll be spending some time humbling himself a little bit behind bars. I don't know. AT&T is going to be paying $13 million to settle Federal Communications Commission investigation that was tied to the 2023 cloud data hack. Unreal. 13 mil. 73 million customers had their social media or their social security numbers and passwords compromised because of that whole thing. My God, amazing. House Speaker Mike Johnson is going to hold a vote on the stopgap bill ahead of September 30th, the big government shutdown deadline. The bill includes a provision requiring proof of citizenship to register to vote. That's going to be interesting to watch that. Democratic-led bill to establish nationwide right to in vitro fertilization falls short of 60 votes needed to advance in the Senate. And I posted that story up this morning. Haven't had a chance to look at your comments, but I'm wondering how you feel about that one too. I know a lot of controversial stuff. I get it. Hey, how about some good news? The Federal Reserve is expected to cut interest rates today for the first time since 2020. There we go. Where the hell's my bell? The move would mark a major milestone, both for the central bank's long fight against inflation and for Americans battered by the highest costs of living in decades. Let's see what happens. Tupperware brands filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection late Tuesday. Succumbing to mounting losses amid poor demand for its once iconic food storage containers. Show of hands. How many of you have Tupperware, real Tupperware, with the T, Tupperware, at the house? I do. When Mom passed, she left me boxes of Tupperware that we had when I was a little kid. Some of it is up in the attic in my barn. Some of it is in the kitchen. Some of it I washed last night. Do you remember the Tupperware celery thing? The lettuce Tupperware thing? Still have it. 70s? Yes. Antiques? Yes. My mom I remember Mom throwing Tupperware parties. We would have Tupperware parties at the house. I remember being a little kid thinking, what the hell are all these people doing in the living room? Showing their Tupperware. People are pulling cash out, buying Tupperware in my living room. Laid out on the shag carpet. It was, anyway, too bad that Tupperware is going belly up. It was so huge in the 50s, 60s, 70s. I don't know. World news, we have 11, it was 9, now it's 11 people killed and close to 4,000 injured just yesterday alone after hundreds of communication devices. God, this story is so weird. Simultaneously, it detonated across Lebanon and Syria. How can anything like that? I don't understand. Hezbollah officials claimed the incident was a coordinated Israeli attack on them, and that the Lebanon foreign minister is promising retaliation. Whew. This is the real deal, folks. I mean, this is like, I understand we got our things here in the United States that we're concerned about and that we're fighting about, and things right here in our little green mountain state of Vermont, but 4,000 people injured yesterday alone from exploding pagers. 11 people killed. Amazing. FBI and the U.S. Postal Inspection Service yesterday investigating the origin of suspicious packages that have been sent to or received by elections officials in more than 15 different states. No immediate reports of injuries or that any of the packages contained hazardous materials, but they're calling it an unknown substance. Who knows what the hell it is? Hopefully we'll find out today. Latest packages were sent to elections officials in Alaska, Colorado, Georgia, Indiana, Kentucky, Massachusetts, Missouri, New York, and Rhode Island. Mississippi authorities reported a package was delivered there on Monday, and the Connecticut Secretary of State's office said the FBI alerted it of a package that was intercepted. This is freaky shit, man. Yeah. Yep. I'm trying to keep up with the comments here. Ashley, G, Paula, if you can, go back and re-listen to the beginning of the podcast. If you're just joining us now, there's a lot of stuff going on here in Vermont. We now, and I don't know if you got a chance to see this partial lunar eclipse last night, and the blood moon, the harvest moon, the full moon, the this and that moon, the blue moon, all of this stuff last night. It wasn't, for me anyway, it wasn't anything that was anything spectacular other than it was just a beautiful night. Went outside, perfect temperature, looked up at the moon, little fluffy clouds up there, just a beautiful evening in Vermont, period. At least that's what it was for me. I didn't see, I don't think it was supposed to be anything really spectacular. It was only supposed to be a partial eclipse. But speaking of moons, apparently now, and it's in the news, I'll post it up for you because I know you're going to say to me, JD, where are you getting this shit? I don't believe you. But so I'll post it up the link. And I don't necessarily believe everything that I read online. Okay? Let me just say that right now. But apparently the Earth has a new mini moon that's coming soon. It is it's a 32-foot long asteroid. Who's going up there with a measure tape and saying 31? No, we're going to go 32. 30. Yep, 32. That's it. 32 feet. Okay. There's a big asteroid that's floating around up there, and apparently it's caught up in the atmosphere up there, in the orbit, whatever the hell, and it's going around. So we now have two moons. We have the big-ass moon that was beautiful last night, that's been around forever. And now we've got a smaller moon that's 32, is it 32 and a half feet or 32? We'll round to 32. 32-foot long asteroid that we're now calling a moon, a mini moon. Let's get it right. Mini moon. What are you saying about this? I'll post up the link. I know, gee, you're not going to believe me. It's okay. Red Sox lost to the Rays 8-3 last night. They're back at it at 6:50 tonight. Daily dose of feel good. Do I have anything this morning? I think I do. Where is it? I got it. Hang on. Sit down. Relax. Deep breath. Here we go. A new community-made mural in Barre is turning literature into art. At the crossroads of Brook Street and Seminary, under the trees of Brook Street School, were the painted faces of children listening to a woman read. A community painting session happened all day. I think this was yesterday, with over 60 participants from across the city. Kids and adults alike participated in the street-long paint-by-numbers extravaganza. Jeremy Jarvis, who is an artist from Columbus, Ohio, came to Vermont to make this mural happen. Nice story. Finally. I know. We got some good news, right? Also, Daily Dose of Feel Good, and I don't know if you've seen this, but I think it's pretty spectacular. This is what I was watching last night. Sorry, but I was. This guy. There's video of this guy. I don't know his name, but I'll find it and I'll post it up for you. I promise you I will. This guy was having brain surgery. During the brain surgery, which was videoed, he's a musician, and he told the doctors that during his brain surgery, he wanted to... Are you sitting down? Play the trombone. And he did. Apparently, he's doing just fine. God bless him, whoever he is. God bless him. Because I got to tell you, if I was having brain surgery, the last thing I would be doing would be playing the trombone or the harmonica or anything else. Our community calendar this morning is brought to you by the World, Central Vermont's favorite weekly newspaper, reaching over 22,000 readers every single week. Don't miss the digital online version. It's vt-world.com. By the way, the fall guide for Central Vermont is in this week's World. Have a look at it. Find out where to shop, dine, and things to do. Also, this week is the Homeowners Service Guide with local professional fall repairs and home improvements. Everything is right there. Pick up your free copy today. It is Wednesday, yes. The Barre Area Senior Center mixer at the Chamber of Commerce last night, I'm told, was a real nice success. We have the farmers market going on today. We've got Wellness Wednesday that we started out this morning talking about from Washington County Mental Health that is back at the Wellsabase building. Starts at 4:30 this afternoon, 23 Summer Street, right behind the studio here. Book the massage, book the Reiki. Here's the phone number. Everything's upstairs, by the way, and everything's free. 479-4055. 479-4055. You know, and I know that you need a massage. Just go over there. Do it tonight. 4:30 till 7 o'clock. Acupressure, acupuncture. It's a walk-in thing. It's free. Leave your wallet at home. Get over there and thank Washington County Mental Health for putting this on. Wing-a-Ding Wednesday going on at the VFW Post 790 right here in the Granite City. That's happening tonight as far as I know. Let's see. We have concerts and food trucks in Courier Park with Native Tongue tomorrow. Music starts at 5:30. Weather's supposed to be perfect for that. Whew. What else do we have? Boy, there's all kinds of weird stuff going on outside on the sidewalk here in the Granite City this morning. But that's all right. Just a tad bit distracting, but it's okay. Do you remember the fight between the two people out on the sidewalk with their Subway sandwiches? They're 2 foot longs. They were smacking each other over the head with that. I think we got some of that on camera during a live episode of Aired Out, which is always live. But anyway, this weekend, and we talked a whole hell of a lot about this yesterday morning on Aired Out. Saturday is going to be huge. The motorcycle poker ride hosted by the Canadian Club. Aired Out is partnered up with the Canadian Club to do all of the promotion on this. We've got we had a few key members yesterday, Monique and Skylar from the Canadian Club, who came here and talked about this in detail, that for the first time since COVID, they're bringing this back. They are resurrecting this event, this Canadian Club poker ride that's going to be annual. And they're saying, all right, enough time's gone by. We're doing it. And it's Saturday. Registration starts at 9:30. Kickstands up. Bikes moving at 10:30. And I plan to be there streaming live to see all the bikes head off. Let's see. We talked about yesterday about the Montpelier Fall Festival on the 28th, and we're going to get more into that as we get closer to next week. The Cabot Cheese and Culture Festival as well. The Granite City 5K Run and Walk, 10th annual for veterans, coming up on November 2. We'll be talking about that a lot as well. Thanks for tuning in this morning. I want to give a shout out to KOB Kitchen and Bath, one of my presenting sponsors here at Aired Out. If you haven't discovered KOB Kitchen and Bath, respectfully, you don't know what you're missing. It is absolutely amazing. I was over there streaming live last week, and it is amazing. Everyone is talking about it. KOB Kitchen and Bath in Shelburne and Berlin, 2 locations, high quality, affordable bathroom and kitchen remodeling at its absolute finest. It's right there. Stop in, browse the showroom. You're going to be glad you did. Shelburne Road in Shelburne, Route 302 in Berlin, right in front of Price Chopper. I know, JD can't call it Price Chopper anymore. Always going to call it Price Chopper. Sorry. But right next to Aspen Dental. Yeah, swing in. Find KOB on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook. They're everywhere. KOBkitchen.com. And also want to give a shout out to Bulldog Metal Recycling. They're saying right now that storage units are red hot. Rentals and sales, everyone's getting storage units. I need a storage unit at my house that I would love to bury under the ground and move into at times. But yeah, the new baler is up and running over there. They are so busy, Bulldog Metal Recycling and Storage Containers, so much more than just a scrap metal yard. They've been around since 1976, family-owned and operated, commercial, residential, site cleanup. They do all of this and more. I think most of us know where Bulldogs is, but as always, they say thank you a ton for your business. Kim's such a great lady. Everyone over there. I mean, just Cam and Jamie, just good people. Giroux General Transport. Spoke with Tracy. And she's saying Monday is it. This coming Monday, the 23rd, is the next CDL training course. And last I knew, they were almost full. There might be one spot left for the 23rd, but the next one is coming up on November 10th. Now, listen, I'm not going to lecture you like your mom or your dad, but I'm just saying, okay, if you're thinking about, even remotely thinking about getting your CDL license, stop thinking and start acting. Get up, get on the phone, give them a call. Tracy over there, 279-3325 at Giroux General Transport. Ask questions, even dumb questions. I have plenty of dumb questions. I've asked her dumb questions, and she's like, JD, really? But she'll answer any question you have. Even questions like, hey, do I need to get my permit before the class? Yes, you do. Go over to the DMV. She'll tell you, the best way to do that. You get this little pamphlet, you read up, you start studying them a little bit, and then you go over, you take the permit, you get the permit, then you go and you take your CDL class. Can't afford it? Not true. If you call Tracy at Giroux General Transport, she's going to explain to you how you can afford it, how they work with the state, and how desperate, frankly, so many businesses are around Central Vermont that need truck drivers. And they're willing to, do anything. They need drivers badly. In the state of Vermont, they know that these businesses need drivers. They're all teaming up on your side to help you. So there are huge incentives. I know VSAC has been involved in the past, but great incentives to become a truck driver and get your CDL license. Yeah, I got to get the video up of the guy playing trombone while he's getting his brain operated on. That'll be up there in just a little bit. Look at this absolutely stellar day that we have going on right now. Quiet morning here in the Granite City. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for the fun. And I know, some days, some of these news headlines aren't always all that fun, but we got to talk about it. We have to talk about it. Storage for your socks. Becky is asking me. I missed the sock sale, Becky. It was a tragic moment for me when I realized that I had missed the sock sale last weekend. I would have brought thousands of dollars with me to bring back as many socks as I'd buy the whole damn company if I could. There's nothing better than socks. 3 bureaus and 2 totes, the big totes, at my house. Full to the brim, Becky. Socks. Different pair every day. Sometimes 2 pairs in one day. Not kidding. Have a great rest of your day, everyone. We'll catch you soon. And thanks for listening to the Air It Out Podcast. God bless. Always seen and heard live. Live. Right here. North Main Street, Barre. Have a great day. God bless.